Hi, Rose. All right, let's get a little funky. Let's get a little different. Oh damn. Slow down. Pump the brakes. Okay. That was good, wasn't it? Let's see. Okay, good. And then down there, up here. And then down there, up there, down. Okay, good. Brand new pen. Brand new life. Every day is a chance to start over. Again. Try telling that to the rest of the human race, though. Sorry guys, I'm starting over today. Fuck you. It's like Eddie Murphy in Coming to America. He's like, good morning, New York City. Some guy's like, hey, fuck you. And he's like, yes, fuck you too. That's the best movie ever. James Earl Jones too. Wait, Gabriel? What is it? Is it James Earl Jones? Yeah. I always want to say Gabriel Earl Jones because Gabe is my brother's name and his middle name is Earl. But it's James Earl Jones. That's right. He was in that movie. He was the king. He's epic. That was a pretty funny movie. Watched it a lot as a kid. Haven't seen it as an adult. But Eddie Murphy did all the parts, like not all the parts, but he did like the old men in the barber shop, and Arsenio Hall did a few extra people too. It's pretty cool. Nice knowing you. What do you mean? Where are you going? Where are you going, Rose? You can't tell me better than that. You can't just leave like that after saying something like that. Out of the blue. With eyes of blue. Whatever it is, believe me, it gets worse. But then it gets a whole lot better for a while. And then it gets worse. And then it gets better. And all the time you're finding yourself along the way. Picking yourself up and realizing at the end of your life that you were the only one that was doing that for you. Nobody else. Nobody else had the power except for you the whole time. Because this was your life. This is your world. It's nobody else's. Don't let anybody ever tell you what you can or can't do, Rose. I say if you want to live forever, why not? I'm going to. In the hearts and minds of my enemies. Of course. That's love. That's true love. True hatred of enemy and finding a common ground in hatred, rooted in evility. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful thing. You know, sometimes I ask all of my mortal enemies if they want to go get lunch. and talk some shit. And they say sure. And guess who guess who pays for it? I do. So fuck those fuckers. You know? If they're hungry, I'll feed them. And then we're gonna talk some shit about each other to each other's faces, and who knows, might just save a life or two. At the end of the day, who gives a fuck, right? As long as we're all here together, still breathing, still kicking. Yeah, no? Okay. Rose, don't go. I'm not letting you go. Pastor, don't encourage her. Rose, get on the raft. Hey, why'd you push me off the raft? There's plenty of room on the raft. We can both survive. No! I love you. I love you, Rose. You just be careful out there, okay? But most importantly, live dangerously. Live on the edge. Just be safe. Go fuck. Take some motherfucking names. But be nice. Be nice. And don't fuck any kind of shit up or anything. Like, you know what I mean. How are you, Pastor? I am well. I'm feeling much better today, even though my throat, you can kind of hear it in my voice probably. I don't get sick very often. I mean, I do, but it's a certain kind of sick that I always have. But I hate having colds and like head colds and stuff, because it always happens too when I realize, like, oh gosh, I've been singing really well lately. Like my voice is really strong, and then all of a sudden it's like, here's a cold, and your voice is gonna be messed up for the next 2.5 years. That's how it seems sometimes. Like it's just never, my voice never gets back to normal, or take forever. But I've actually been trying to drink more water and be responsible, because I know the future me is gonna thank me for taking care of myself now. I just gotta remember that in all aspects of life. I need to take care of shit before I can. I guess I need to take care of business before I can go out and have, not go out, but before I can sit around and do this sort of stuff without the clawing of at the walls of like, what am I? There's something I should be doing. But there's always something to be doing. We're always gonna be thinking that until the day we die. I should be doing something. At least I am. I'm gonna be laying in my deathbed with an Etch-a-Sketch or some shit. I need something to do. I just feel like the biggest lump of shit if I don't fucking, if I'm not working on something like this. I went and saw Nosferatu last night, or the night before. I can't remember. I think it was last night. It feels like so long ago now. I had some fucked up dreams. That was intense. It was a good movie. It was just really long, and definitely worth seeing in the theaters, just because it was just really well done. Very theatrical. It's very theater-esque. I mean, I said this earlier this morning, maybe, or whatever, but I feel like it would make a great, and maybe it is, maybe it was after they did the movie or whatever they did, but the original, but it would make a great stage play. It's just set up in the way that it would be, I could easily see it transitioning to theater. Anyways, I'm sure it's already been done. You're at work, huh? Ugh. Well, luckily for you guys, I think Station 3 was talking about coming up and docking with Moonbase 11. Come 12, I don't know, around 1200 hours, something like that. So I'll keep an eye out. If I see him first, I'll let you know. Over. I rarely go to cinemas. Why is that? Just did something Did something happen or just because? Like, they're pretty obnoxious. I didn't even I didn't even think about it either that it was a Saturday night and I went by myself and it was just like, oh my gosh. I feel like if it was like 30 minutes shorter, I would have bet it would have been perfect. Like if they would have cut out some fat. Because some of the scenes just seem to go on and on and on. I'm like, why are they doing it this long? And fucking shit was dark, dude. It was like so dark you couldn't see anything. But those are like my few little irks, I guess, but not even complaints. I understand it's supposed to be dark. And the way that they portrayed like the dream, like homeboy going to the castle and stuff, it was just like it was very, very cool. How they made it very dreamlike. And they kind of it's sort of like a disorienting movie to watch, and I think that's the whole point, you know. Because you're just under this like spell the whole time. It's insane. But that's what I'm saying as well as how it can get a little bit. I feel like with some of the speeches, they were just a little bit too long. Like every uh, conversation just turns into a monologue. They're really well. It's really well written and all that, but it's just too long for my blood a little bit. I'm a true blood American. We can only last about 2.5 minutes. But don't tell my wife that. Oh god. Oh gosh. Nosferatu. Your ears burning, Dylan? Just kidding. Hey Dylan, this is my friend Passerby. He's from southern Canada. I'm from they call it Canada up there, but he's from southern Canada, which is called what is it, Australia? I think it's Australian. But down there they just probably call it home, whatever. But Dylan, I believe Dylan, you're the one I was talking to, and you're in Portland, right? I have a lot of nice people that come here and hang out with me for no reason other than just to hang out, and it's really neat. While I draw and say stupid shit. Moonbase 11. That's what I should just call Australia. When I refer to Australia, that's what I'll just call it from on. Even like Australia has a nickname now, because there's so many Aussie. Anyway, Moonbase 11 people here. Do you guys call yourselves Aussies? Is that what it's called? Like, I'm an American, you're an Aussie? Is that is that a is that a slander? I don't know much about the world. All I know is that it has good food and cool people and great music. But I understand. Culture changes, just like people's hair colors and hairstyles, but it always comes back. What, you don't think that they had yellow hair in Rome? You don't think they had red hair on the Mississippi Delta in the negative 2036 AD, after death, after destruction? I'm really asking because I don't know. It's not that I'm just saying that because I'm trying to be facetious. It's just, sorry. I'm just so lonely. I wish I could sing, but I can't, so I won't. Yay! Okay. It's Aussie. That's awesome. I dream about thrift stores a lot. I go thrifting in my dreams. It's the funniest thing. And I always find like cool instruments, like cool guitars that are all modified and stuff. It's not a great circle. I can't talk without wanting to cough. It sucks. It's a sign. I asked God for some guidance actually a few days ago, and he made me sick. So made it to where I can't talk. So maybe that's it. Shouldn't talk. all my puppets, all my puppets in the room just shifted, and they all just started looking at me, like staring at me, like what? That means that means we have no life. Puppets, y'all, all you puppets, don't look at me. It's okay. I was just kidding. Cool. Slay draw. The others always know me by name. Yeah, it's an interesting. I'll be in these like weird little dream towns, walking around with all these dream people in this big dream world, and yeah, usually there's in my dreams like there's a lot of like adult themed stuff going on because I dream about sex a lot. I don't know what it is. It's always been like that ever since I was a kid. I remember having a dream about sex before I even knew what sex was. And then years later, when I had sex, it was the exact same feeling. Like, so somehow in my dreams, when I was like 8 or something, I knew what sex was going to feel like. Because in my dream, it was just like, what the fuck? like, the end of it. I don't want to say the word, but. And it was on the bus. It was on a bus. In the very back of the bus in the dream. It was so funny. And I remember the girl, we're friends on Facebook, but I'd never told her. I would never tell her that she was the first person that I ever had sex with, but it was in a dream when I was like 8 or 9 or something like that. Fucking crazy. Because I actually didn't actually get around to that until I was around 15. I didn't even like hold a girl's hand until I was 15 or kiss a girl until I was 15. I was so fucking shy around girls. I still am. Around people in general. I do have a funny story though. Not to get like super like personal about my life in that way, but I talk about myself a lot, so I might as well talk about my sex life a little bit when I was younger. When I was 15, I was dating this girl, and she was like my first, and her name was Rosa Contreras, and uh, she had older brothers who were like in gangs and stuff that were in these pretty gnarly gangs, and the same gangs my older brothers were actually, but not that they knew each other or anything, just different parts of the state. Anywho, um, they they always told her that if they ever met me, they'd beat the fuck out of me, and I didn't doubt them. But so I kept it on the hush hush, and everybody in my family hated her because she was Mexican, or my step, not my my dad's side of the family. Like nobody wanted to meet her because she was fucking brown. And, like my first girlfriend was she was Mexican, and like, so what? It was like the weirdest thing. I was like, my stepdad and my sister's a Mexican. And my dad's side of the family is like, yeah, but all they they would literally say things like, she's only after you for your money because you're white. And I'm like, what are you talking about? I'm 15 years old. I don't have a job. I don't have money. What? Like basically they were telling me that like her parents were grooming her to find a white kid, and it was just like so insulting because Rosa was so she was just like a rocker, like a she wasn't even a stoner, but she was like a total stoner chick. She was just super chill and kind and shy and quiet. And they were telling me all this shit. It's like you haven't even ever talked to this person, and you're like judging her like that's crazy. I think maybe that's what started really opening my eyes to that part of my family that just none of them ever made any sense to me. How you could look at the world like that only because somebody told you something once, or you went through something bad with like somebody and they happen to be of this sort of color or like whatever, And so you just like pin everything on that type of person or something. It's like the stupidest fucking shit. Like racism? What the fuck? So stupid as shit. I made myself a chai and I made the mistake of putting eggnog in it. That smells like scrambled. It tastes like scrambled eggs in chai. It's fucking disgusting. But I'm gonna drink it. Fuck me, it's gross. But also this one time, Rosa and I were out in the. We used to go out to the dugout in our baseball field outside by the orchards, way almost like pretty much off campus, almost like it's so far away. But it was by the baseball diamonds. But the further one, the one that's like furthest away, and we didn't realize it, but we had like it was our lunch and we missed the bell or we didn't hear the bell, and so we're out there making out and getting down and stuff. The fucking PE team or the class, my PE class that comes out to the field, but luckily my friend David, uh, and another friend of ours like came out and like warned us really quick, so we like fucking bolted out of there. But had they not like told us, we would have gotten literally caught with our pants down in front of like the whole class, and I mean, I definitely would have gotten like, I definitely would have gotten in major trouble with my family. They would have used that as they were trying to get me out of that high school anyways to get me away from my friends and stuff to go to a different high school. That would have been like the clincher. Like they would have taken me out of that high school. It would have been like Bill and Ted, you know, it would have been like Ted having to go to fucking boot camp or some shit. It's basically what they did with my brother Gabe, even though he like my brother, I can't believe it, but my brother wanted to go into the army. It's just insane to me. I mean, some people, you know, it's just obvious. You see them and they just you can just tell, yeah, you're made for the army and you're gonna go into the army no problem. You'll be fine in there, kind of thing. But my brother, I was so confused when he said that he was going into the army, but then he was kind of forced to by my pop. My dad tried to force me to go into the army, and I said, "Fuck that." I have utter respect for those who go into the military and nothing but respect for their service, but I don't support the fucking industrial military shitty ass complex. I sure as fuck won't be killing anybody in my lifetime ever. I won't ever even like fucking hurt anybody if I can help it. Like physically, I might hurt your feelings, piss you off enough that you want to hurt me, but I've pretty much made a vow. I'm like a fucking monk. I would never hurt a fly. And that's just like buzzing around my face and it's like really pissing me off, a little fucker. Sorry, Dylan. I'm like not even reading your comments. Ooh, Twilight. It is wild. It's giving me like, it's making my stomach upset. I'm reading your comments right now. To pay for medical school, but no. Oh yeah, yeah. I was telling Dylan that the other night. I think Pastor too, but I think they know. But yeah, it's always like, good to reiterate. Yeah, I know. I'm not used to somebody actually like saying so much about something I said. So usually I just rant and. But no, I really appreciate the comments. Take care, Dylan. I don't even know how in the hell I got started talking about racism. That's just how it is. Isn't that just how it always is? Because it is. It's just like I've never understood it. Even when I was a child in kindergarten, or just watching movies, and it was like I gotta stop saying like. It was portrayed. It wasn't like portrayed in movies. Fuck. It was portrayed in movies in such a way that I forgot what I was talking about. Oh yeah, we like the swearing. It's the YouTubes that doesn't. Oh man, there is a little gnat that's bugging around my face. And I might have just killed it on accident. So now I gotta go get my strap with the nails in it and go whip myself about 15 times. Ugh. If you guys want to check it out, that's on a different channel. It's called Story Graboid. I was thinking of like a Tremors joke or something for some reason, like Story and the Graboids or something like that. I really gotta stop drinking this drink. It's foul. It is foul. Oh my god, it is foul. I can't stop drinking it though. Oh, that's right. Okay. Whoa. I ordered a new wig today. Don't tell anybody. But it's on fire. Like I think it comes and it's like soaked in gasoline, and you just like light it on fire when you go out. So it's gonna be cool. They call it the Phoenix. The Phoenix foe. The foe. Hi, Parker. He was once a lonely Harker. That reminds me of a song. Parker, Parker. Yeah, that one. Oh. Oh, not that one. Might have to go watch In the Mouth of Madness. Man, that Nosferatu movie kind of did mess with me, I think, a little bit. I walked out of that movie theater, like, really wanting to, like, I don't know, drink some blood and shit. Well, no, I mean, just blood. Just blood. And shit. I mean, no. Stop saying. Why? You don't have to say that. It's like. You don't have to say like. Just don't say in shit. Don't say in shit. Just don't say in shit. After everything you bloody shitty said. Okay, I gotta go. I can't concentrate. I can't think straight. Not that I'd want to. It's just that. I'm allowing my demons to take over my brain, and I can't have that. So I gotta go take care of some shit. Passer, thank you for stopping by and hanging out, kind sir. Appreciate your company, as usual. Everybody else, same. I just don't know your names yet. Or if you do, just can't talk. Can't talk. Meat on my bones. That's when I used to drink. But if you're talking about the one with Aaron McGehee, it was cool. He came over to our place. He was a friend of ours. He was a friend of a friend. Like, Aaron and Dave England from Jackass are from Portland, Oregon. So I used to go by a lot of those places that they did a lot of their first sketches in, and stuff like that for Jackass. If that's what you were even talking about. But yeah, when I was younger, I had a lot more. I was fuller looking. Anywho, yeah, that was a cool night too. Just hung out, and it took me everything. It like I was so nervous just to even ask him for like, because I'm not the kind of person that asks people like that for autographs. I've met some pretty famous people before, but like I would never do that kind of. But I did it, so I had him say something to my brother Gabe, because my brother Gabe really loved Jackass more than I did at that point. But hanging out with Aaron was really fun. We just that was our like me and my roommates going away night, and he came over with my other friend, and he was telling us about like in India when they did 2.5. It was right after they did 2.5. And I was all excited because I thought he'd be missing his front tooth. So like I thought he and I'd get a picture and like he would, but he had gotten his fixed because he could afford it. But yeah, anyways, he's a cool dude. He's a cool guy. And then my buddy Luke actually worked for him for a while. Like I kept trying to get Luke to hook me up with him again, like to make art for him or something, and he just wouldn't help me. He wouldn't help me get in touch with him again because I thought I would be able to hang out with him again after that night because he had mentioned wanting to hang out, but we didn't exchange info, so that I missed like an opportunity there to I don't know to whatever. But I used to self sabotage myself a lot back then. I missed a lot of really good opportunities in my life simply because I would self sabotage myself, like a lot of people do. I didn't want to be anybody, even though I did. But something inside me just was never ready for anything too big because I would have felt like a fake. Can't have that. I'd rather be poor and miserable and diseased like a fucking leper than be a fucking fake person in this shitty ass world that makes you fake whether you like it or not. What am I talking about? Okay. Anywho. Yeah, I could have worked for like the people that did that movie Coraline. I like met them one night in Portland, and I saw this Coraline set and everything. It was in this like awesome warehouse in Portland, but I fucked it up, man. I fucked everything up. I could have had my art in a gallery this year, but I fucked it up or like this year. Like earlier a few months ago, I was talking to this dude in LA who has this gallery, and I just say so much. I just vomit, word vomit stuff, and people I don't think are used to that, you know. So if I ever complain about anything, like not being where I want to be in life, it's all because of me. It's because I shat on everything and everyone that I could have helped me get somewhere. But partly only because too, it's like a lot of the people on those levels at those levels are fucking. I don't want to work with people like that. They're. I don't know how to explain it. I'm sure there's great people out there, but the people that I've met who are the gatekeepers and shit like that are kind of. I don't know. Not all of them, anyways, but I don't know. It's just hard for me to get along with people like that. When they look at you like you're a product or something, or they don't take into account how what it means to actually be like artistic and to be a creative person. But my story has been written 1,000 times in a million different ways, and I'm not good at math, so I should probably leave it there. Anywho, thank you. Who was writing something? Let me see if I can. Yeah, I never really fit in with people like that because there's this movie called Who's Harry Crumb with John Candy, and he comes in the movie. He's like a detective, and like he comes from a long line of Crumb investigators, his forefathers and whatnot. And he's like, I don't. There's this part, where John's like, John Candy's like, his character is named Harry, and Harry says, "I don't want to be like those other crumbs. I'm my own crumb." And I always think about that. It's pretty similar where ever seems like there's a lot of people out there that just want to be like everybody else. I've never wanted I wanted to I emulate others that I, admire or whatever, and I'm inspired by them, but I don't ever want to be them. I've always just wanted to be my own crumb, my own person. But I guess you end up, no matter what, taking bits and pieces of everybody with you, no matter what, so I don't think it's, but you can try to be your own person. At least don't be a copycat, because then you start taking credit for other people's work. And that's why I make this kind of shit, because nobody can copy it. Somebody from fucking the other side of the world could see that and be like, "Oh, that story good." Like, it's like a thumbprint, you know? Exactly. Exactly. I'm getting there too. It's taken. Let me here. I'm sick, so you can't look at me. Here, let me fix my hair. Um. So don't tell anybody, but I got a haircut. It doesn't make any sense. What the fuck is going on around here? Ow! Ow! Oh. Just playing. Anyways, I'm gonna eat some cookies. I was at Ross, and I bought some cookies. These little bastards. And the lady at the register, I said, "Do you want me to open these up?" I said, "Do you want me to open these up? You can have some." She just looked at me. She was so confused. I would say more, but I can't talk. I can't talk. But I can play the harmonica. Harmonica. Anyways, have a good night, everybody. I love you. You're very important to me. And the world wouldn't be the same without you. You take care of yourselves now. We need you.